Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone, reviewing all of this weekend's Premier League and Championship action, and it's been a busy one. Starting off in the Premier League, Manchester United won, Everton won. Anthony Martial gave United the lead in the 43rd minute before Townsend equalised and did a brilliant celebration in the 65th minute. And more drop points for United. This was another really poor display. Starting Ronaldo on the bench was baffling. Just another poor display. Everton, though, great from them. Moving on, it finished Wolves 2, Newcastle 1 at Molineux. Wolves at lead in the 20th minute before Hendrick equalised in the 41st minute. However, Hichan with the goal in the 58th minute as he scored in the 20th minute, giving Wolves a win. And this is a really solid win for Wolves, up to 12th in the table now. So definitely showing solid signs of improvement. As for Newcastle, though, just 3 points so far, and it's looking like a really tough start to the season for them. Moving on, it finished Leeds 1, Watford 0 at Ellen Road. Diego Llorente with the only goal of the game in the 18th minute, and Leeds were definitely in control here. Dominant performance, and it's a big one for them because they've been struggling. Watford, though, disappointing result, and they've now sacked Xisco Munoz. Now, I know it's been a disappointing result, but 14th in the table, 7 points from 7 games, after running went on last season, I really don't get it. I think that's just a really daft decision. But moving on, Chelsea 3, Southampton 1 was the score at Stamford Bridge. Trevor Chalobah, that man again in the 9th minute, gave Chelsea the lead before James Ward-Prowse equalised from the spot. However, he went from 0 to 0 because in the 77th minute he was sent off, probably the right decision, and then 2 late goals from Timo Werner, honestly great to see him on the score sheet, and Ben Chilwell giving Chelsea the win. And really great win for Chelsea. It's exactly what they needed after a few tough results. Southampton, they could say they're unlucky, but moving on, Burnley 0, Norwich 0 was the score at Turf Moor. And to be honest, there wasn't a lot in this game, to be honest, between either of the sides. And Norwich will definitely be happy with the two sides because they just needed the point to really get on the board and hopefully kickstart their season. As for Burnley, though, you could really say they just haven't got their season started yet. 3 points from 7 games, and I don't think they would have had a better opportunity than this to really get their season going. So I think they will be bitterly disappointed. Moving on from 1-0 to another 0-0, Brighton 0, Arsenal 0 was the score at the Amex. And to be honest, there wasn't a lot in this game, but Brighton, you probably have to say, were the better team. 21 goal attempts, however 2 only on goal, which kind of sums up Brighton here. Just needs to be a bit more clinical. Ramsdale did have one iffy moment, but on the whole he was solid. Arsenal definitely a step down from last week, but still solid enough. And Brighton, I think they'll 100% take that. Moving on, it finished West Ham 1, Brentford 2 in a surprise result at London Stadium. And Bueno gave Brentford the lead in the 20th minute before Bowen equalised with 10 minutes to go. It looked like the teams were settling for a point before Visa in the 94th minute gave Brentford the winner. And what a great result this was from Brentford. Going into the league twice here, just great character for them, and 7th in the table, 12 points from 7 games, just an unbelievable start for them. West Ham, though, this is really disappointing, hopefully just a blip. Moving on, Tottenham 2, Aston Villa 1 was the score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Højbjerg gave Tottenham lead in the 27th minute before a goal from Watkins in the 67th minute equalised. However, just 4 minutes later, Target with an own goal gave Tottenham the winner. And it's a much needed win for Tottenham. Up to 8th place in the table now. Still not an ideal couple of games, but definitely a big improvement. And Villa in 10th. I think they'll be disappointed not to get anything out of this. 10th isn't a disaster. Moving on, Crystal Palace 2, Leicester 2 was the score at Selhurst Park. Ian Vardy gave Leicester a 2-0 lead going into the break. However, after the break, it was some inspired stuff from Vieira that drew Palace the game. Elise came on, 8 minutes later he scored, and then Schlupp came on, and just a minute later he scored. The points were equalled. Great result for Palace, coming from 2-0 down. But for Leicester, it just really hasn't gone their way so far this season. Finally, then in the Premier League, Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2 was the score at Anfield. Sadio Mane with a goal in the 59th minute to give Liverpool the lead before Phil Foden equalised in the 69th minute, and then a brilliant goal from Salah, 76th minute, gave Liverpool the lead once again, but De Bruyne in the 81st minute gave City the equaliser. And yeah, this was a really entertaining game. Really got going once the first goals went in. And yeah, a draw is probably the fair result, but I think City will feel they did have the chances to win it. Moving on to the Championship now, and on Friday night it finished Stoke 1, West Brom 0. And yeah, to be honest, it could have been more for Stoke really. Sturridge missed a penalty in the 71st minute, but Nick Powell put it right in the 79th minute, giving Stoke the win. And yeah, this is a big statement for Stoke, because I would say they probably deserve that win, and it takes them up to 4th place now. And really, except for a few, they're saying no sign of letting off. But West Brom, they'll be disappointed with that one, undoubtedly. Moving on now to the Championship, and it was a battering. I don't think many people saw coming at the Ricoh Arena. Coventry 4, Fulham 1. McFadden gave Fulham lead in the 18th minute with an own goal before Guy Corres, Gooden, Matheson and Guy Corres again completed a routing for Coventry in the second half, and it ended up being some win after the battering they took in midweek. This is a huge win for them and really shows that they mean business. Fulham though, last few games really haven't been ideal. Moving on, Derby 0, Swansea 0 was the score at Pride Park. Not a lot in this game, to be honest. Swansea, you would probably say, it was quite interesting actually, because they had the more goal attempts, 15-6, but Derby had 5 shots on target, Swansea only had 2. So yeah, quite an interesting game. I'd probably say it was probably a draw was a fair result. But yeah, Derby, I think they'll take it, just keep on ticking away, but Swansea, it's just not clicking for them so far this season. Cardiff got properly FM'd at the Cardiff City Stadium here. Junior Hoylett gave Reading the lead in the 38th minute. And yeah, the Reading hang it out, and it's some result for them. Obviously losing to Derby in the week, but yeah, Cardiff, they'll be super frustrated. 27 shots to Reading's 2. Reading's only goal of the game was a shot from 20 yards out from Junior Hoylett that seals them the win. I mean, for Reading, it's a great win for them, but Cardiff's so frustrating, and I really do worry for Mick McCarthy now. Moving on, it finished QPR 3, Preston 2 at Loftus Road. Lyndon Knights gave QPR lead in the 17th minute before Reece equalised and Earl put Preston in front before goals from Dunn and Chair gave QPR the win. And yeah, great win for QPR, because obviously they've had a bit of a sticky run recently. So yeah, 2 wins on the trot now. It definitely seems like they're back in business, up into a playoff spot. I think they'll be really happy with that. Preston though, it will be frustrating having taken the lead. Moving on, Peterborough 2, Bristol City 3 was the score at the Western Home Stadium. Smosdek's with a brace in the first half put Peterborough in a good position, but goals also in the first half of Bristol City from Thompson an own goal and Tanner, and then Chris Martin won it 84th minute. Great result for Bristol City. Obviously they've had a bit of a good season so far, in fact a very good season, but a bit of a blip in midweek against Millwall, so they'll be very happy with that. Peterborough, I think they will be disappointed with this one though. Moving on, Luton 0, Huddersfield 0 was the score at Kenilworth Road. Not a lot between the two sides here. I would say if you had to pick a winner, you'd probably say it was Luton. But yeah, not a massive amount between the two sides. I think Huddersfield will definitely be the happier of the two sides, leading with a point. But yeah, Luton, having won by such a comfortable margin in the week, I think they definitely would have really wanted to convert that here. It's a shame that they weren't able to do so. Moving on, Hull 2, Middlesbrough 0 was the score at the KCOM. Goals came in the second half from a Lumley own goal in the 81st minute. Lots of own goals this week, and Malik Wilkes in the 92nd minute, giving Hull a win. And yeah, this is a huge result for Hull. Hopefully just really kickstarts their season, because obviously it really hasn't gone to plan really since the opening day. As for Middlesbrough, it was looking slightly more positive for them, but yeah, not so much now. This was a disappointing result, and to be honest, international break, I worry for Warnock. Moving on, Bournemouth, league leaders, beat Sheffield United 2-1 for a hard-fought win. Morgan Gibbs-White gave Sheffield United the lead in the 56th minute, and before goals from Solanke and Billing, within 3 minutes of each other, gave Bournemouth the win. And yeah, it was quite an even game. Maybe Bournemouth just edged it. But yeah, it's a big win for them. And while the other teams seem to be faltering, they seem to be continuing ahead. And they're 3 points advantage now. Sheffield United, though, disappointing. Moving on, Blackpool 2, Blackburn 1 was the score at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool had a 2-0 lead going into the break with goals in the first half. However, Ben Brereton pulled one back in the second half. However, it wasn't enough, and Blackpool held on to the win. And going into the second international break, Blackpool in 12th, I think all of their fans would have taken that. Blackburn in 8th, not a disaster, but yeah, still disappointing to pick up the loss. Moving on, it finished Birmingham 0, Forest 3 at St Andrews. Goals from Grabbans, Yates and Spence sealed the win. And yeah, what a great result this was for Forest. They look a completely different team under Steve Cooper. Hopefully it's not just the new manager's bounce, although I fear it is. But we see this more consistently from Forest. As for Birmingham though, yeah, it really hasn't gone to plan since the last international break, so hopefully they'll use this international break to reset, because I was expecting more from them, I can't lie. But anyway, moving on, Barnsley 0, Millwall 1 was the score at Oakwell, and yeah, Murray Wallace with the only goal of the game in the 89th minute, and yeah, you'd have to say it was deserved for Millwall. They were probably the better team here. And yeah, it just puts more pressure on Marcus Scott. But as for Millwall, 2 wins on the trot now. It's a really solid result for them, and hopefully they can take this momentum, use it after the international break, because they're a great side. Haven't got off to the best start of the season, but hopefully this kick-starts it. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Funny on Twitter, link in the description below for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel on screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.